Hello students. So welcome back. So we have started with electrochemistry and we have covered till electrode potential. Okay. Now today we will learn how to measure the electrode potential of a given electrode. Okay. So let's see the measurement of an electrode potential. Now the value of the electrode potential, whether it is electron accepting tendency or electron donating tendency. Okay. The value of electrode potential, it cannot be determined experimentally with accuracy. Okay. So you can say that accurate value of the electrode potential, it cannot be determined from the experiment. So how it can be determined? Fine, we'll see that. Before that, let's see why it cannot be determined experimentally with accuracy. Okay, E naught oxidation or E naught reduction cannot be determined experimentally with accuracy. Means accurate value, or you can say absolute value cannot be determined. Fine. Absolute or accurate. Fine. First reason is that we know that it's a relative tendency. Okay. Why it's relative? Because how can we say that it's a oxidation electrode potential or reduction electrode potential? It means we are relating with the other electrode. Yes. So then only we can say it's a relative tendency. With respect to the other, we are saying oxidation is taking place or reduction is taking place. That's why absolute value cannot be determined. It's a relative tendency. And the second is that for the half cell, the value cannot be determined. Okay. For either oxidation half or reduction half, value cannot be determined. So other half cell is required. Okay. So you can say that half cell is required with respect to E naught oxidation or E naught reduction. That is, another half cell is required. Then only we can say that on the that in first half cell, this particular process is taking place, either oxidation reduction, and in the other half cell, the other process is taking place. So we will compare relatively. Okay, so half cell is required with respect to E naught oxidation or reduction. Other half cell. Okay. Now what is this another half cell? Okay. So how we will determine how we will determine electrode potential? That with the help of some other electrode. Okay, with reference to some other electrode. Okay. Otherwise, it's not possible to measure the given electrode potential of the particular electrode. If suppose we are having zinc, so it cannot be determined alone. So some other reference electrode is required. Okay, so for this, what is required? Reference electrode. Reference electrode, which will be using, that we will be using here, standard hydrogen electrode. Okay, whose electrode potential will be taken as 0. Okay, either oxidation or reduction, both. Okay, so this will be, we will set as the reference electrode. So this will be the reference electrode for the other electrode. Okay, standard hydrogen electrode. Okay, so now let's see this first. What is standard hydrogen electrode, and then we'll see how to measure the given electrode potential with respect to the standard hydrogen electrode. So let's see this first. What is standard hydrogen electrode? So let's see. Now in standard hydrogen electrode, what is there? We have to consider a setup. So let's see, SHE. That is standard hydrogen electrode. Fine. So let's see. This is our setup. Fine. Now in this, platinum rod is there. Okay, platinum rod is there, which is dipped in 1 molar HCl solution. Okay, this is the platinum wire dipped in 1 molar HCl solution, and here it is attached to a platinum foil. This is platinum foil which is coated with platinum black. We'll see the role of this. What is the role of platinum black here? Fine. So this is a setup. We have taken the beaker, okay, in which we have taken the platinum wire because it's inert, do not take part in the reaction. So that's why we have taken the platinum wire. Okay. So dipped in 1 molar HCl solution because standard. Then we have attached this wire with the with platinum foil, and this platinum foil is coated with the platinum black. Okay, this is the platinum black, means platinum black metal. So we have coated with that. Fine. So we'll see the role of this. And then from here we'll be passing hydrogen gas. Hydrogen gas is bubbled throughout the solution at 1 bar. Okay, at 1 bar pressure. So this is the arrangement. This is standard hydrogen electrode. Okay. So here we are passing the hydrogen gas, that is at 1 bar pressure, and this overall arrangement, this is at 298 Kelvin. Okay. Now what is the purpose of platinum foil coated with the platinum black here? It will help to absorb the hydrogen. Okay, because when we in 12th standard you will be studying the surface chemistry and D block elements. There you will learn that how transition elements, they work as a catalyst. Okay, and if they are working as a catalyst, so how they are providing their surface for the reaction to takes place. Okay, because generally the metals, when they provide the surface for the reactions, so in that case you can say one process is taking place, adsorption. One is absorption, you know, that is a bulk phenomenon throughout the process, throughout the solution it will takes place. But adsorption, adsorption, it takes place only on the surface of the molecule. Okay, so here we are not studying here in detail, so only just giving you the idea. So here platinum will provide its surface so that hydrogen gas gets absorbed, okay, on that surface. Okay, so it will, you can say, allow the more absorption of the hydrogen gas, okay, to absorb on that its surface. Fine. So this is the arrangement. Now as we said that hydrogen is a reference electrode, its electrode potential is 0, and it is acting as a both oxidation electrode potential and reduction electrode potential. So let's see in both the cases. Suppose if it is acting as a reduction electrode potential or oxidation electrode potential, then what are the reactions which takes place? Okay, once again I am telling you the arrangement. We have taken the beaker container, taken the platinum wire, coated with the platinum black to absorb more hydrogen gas. Then where we have taken the 1 molar solution at 298 Kelvin, and we are passing the hydrogen gas, which is, you can see, constantly bubbled throughout the solution at 1 bar pressure. This is the setup of hydrogen, and whose E naught value is 0. Either this or this is 0. Fine. Okay, so we'll see its representation also. So let's see. So how to represent? Representation of hydrogen electrode. Okay, so platinum will come because it is getting absorbed on its surface. So platinum, then hydrogen. It's a gas. Fine. Then phase change is there, H plus. Okay, here aqueous and 1 molar solution. Okay, so this is a representation of the hydrogen electrode. This is a representation of hydrogen electrode. Now let's see. First case. If SHE acts as an anode. So what will happen if it acts as an anode? Then which process takes place? Oxidation. Oxidation means loss of electrons will take place. So hydrogen gas will lose its electron and gets converted into H plus ion. Fine. And secondly, if SHE acts as a cathode, it means reduction takes place. Reduction takes place. It means these H plus ion, they will go into the solution. Fine. And H plus ion, which are they go into the solution, which are also present in the solution, they will accept these electrons and gets converted into hydrogen gas. Fine. So this is the reaction which is taking place at anode and which is taking place at cathode. Fine. Now one more function is there for that platinum black, that it will also helps the hydrogen electrode to maintain the equilibrium between hydrogen and its electrode. Okay, so let's see, it also helps to maintain the equilibrium. Okay, so these are the reactions. Accordingly it will happen. So what is the role of platinum black? Role of platinum black or platinum foil. Fine. To maintain equilibrium between the hydrogen ion and hydrogen gas in solution, that is H2. So it helps to maintain this equilibrium. And the secondly, provide surface area for the adsorption of hydrogen gas. So this is the function of platinum black. Fine. So this is all about hydrogen electrode. Now let's see its limitation. Limitation. Now what is the limitation? As we are talking about standard conditions, so those standard conditions, they are difficult to maintain. Okay, like you can say difficult to maintain 1 molar H plus concentration, then 1 bar pressure. Okay, to overcome this difficulty, what we have to use? Let's see. So difficult to maintain 1 molar H plus concentration and 1 bar pressure, and the platinum that we are using gets poisoned. Gets poisoned in the presence of impurity. Even a small traces of impurity, suppose if it will come, then the platinum gets poisoned. It means it will not show its activity will get reduced. All these terms, poison and all, you will learn in surface chemistry. Fine. So now let's have a look on that how to measure. Okay, and to overcome this difficulty, some other electrodes like mercury electrodes, like electrodes of the other metal like mercury and silver electrodes, okay, which do not take much part in the reaction, that can be used. Okay, that we will be studying in the that is a higher level, so here I will not discuss that. So up to your level only you have to study the hydrogen as a standard reference electrode, but other references electrodes are also there, that is your calomel, that is the mercury electrode, and silver electrodes. Okay, now let's see how to measure an electrode potential. Fine. Now for the measuring of the electrode potential, now again the electrochemical cell has to set up. Fine. In which what will take now? On the one side will take the electrode under consideration, okay, for which the electrode potential has to be measured, and on the other side will take the hydrogen electrode. Okay, let's see, let's have a look. Okay, on one side let's take, if we want to measure the electrode potential of zinc rod, okay, here we have taken the zinc sulfate solution 1 molar. Fine. And here we'll take the setup of hydrogen electrode. Fine. And 1 molar HCl solution. 1 molar HCl solution. Then these rods will connected with the help of voltmeter. Okay, and then so electrolytic solution will connect with the help of salt bridge. Fine. So now we'll see during the experiment that we know that E naught for this is 0. So whatever the reading will be shown by the voltmeter, it means it's a reading of, whatever reading of electrode potential will be shown by the voltmeter, it means it's a reading of the zinc electrode. Okay, this electrode zinc. Fine. And we know, so let's see when this setup will be ready. So what we have observed experimentally, suppose in general if I am saying if the deflection in the voltmeter is towards zinc side, okay, it means the flowing that is the current is in the direction of the zinc side, it means flow of electrons will be towards hydrogen side. And if it will be vice versa, that deflection of voltmeter, it will be towards hydrogen side. Accordingly, it will act as either cathode or anode. And then flow of electrons will be from hydrogen to the zinc side. Okay. So let's see. In this case, what has been observed that the deflection in the voltmeter, it is towards the zinc side. Then flow of electron, it's towards from zinc to hydrogen. It means zinc is acting as the anode here, that is negatively charged. Hydrogen is acting as a cathode here, that is positively charged. Okay. So it means on the left hand side oxidation is taking place, zinc is getting oxidized. So simultaneously the hydrogen is getting reduced. We'll accept these electrons and will get reduced to the hydrogen gas. It means here hydrogen electrode is acting as the reduction, that is reduction electrode potential. Okay, and at which the reduction is taking place and here the oxidation is taking place. Now how to measure? Now this is a complete cell. If we are talking about only E naught, that is only the electrode potential of the particular electrode. Okay, now what is the electrode potential of the cell? Okay, so when this has been observed, so what is the reading which has been observed during this? That E naught cell is found to be 0.76 volt. Okay, now let's calculate. This is the E naught cell. Now we need to calculate the E naught for zinc. Okay. So what is the formula? E naught cell is equal to E cathode minus E anode. Okay, this is the formula. Okay, that E naught cell is equal to EC minus EA, or you can say E right minus E left. Okay, right minus left. Are you getting? Because at right side cathode is there, left side anode is there. Okay, so either anything you can say. Fine. Then let's calculate the value. So E naught cell is equal to that E naught cell is equal to, okay, let me write it again, space is not there. Okay, fine. Okay, so I'll write it here. Fine. So let's see. So let's calculate. So whatever the value will get, that will get the electrode potential of the electrode under consideration. So here this is under consideration. This we know. It's a reference one. Fine. So E naught cell is equal to E right minus E left. This is the electrode potential between the two electrodes. E naught cell is that. So this is 0.76 volt and the unit is volt. So ER minus E left. Now on the left hand side we are having zinc and on the right hand side we are having hydrogen. So that we know for hydrogen. For hydrogen, E naught L, that is for hydrogen, it is equal to 0. Substitute the value here. E naught R, that is for zinc, this is 0. So what is E naught R? Minus 0.76 volt. Okay, in this way, we'll calculate the electrode potential with the help of the reference electrode, that is hydrogen. Fine, so whatever the electrode potential, whatever the electrode we will take here for the measurement of the electrode potential that is under consideration, accordingly we'll get the value. So here we can say that, and by convention we know that what we are measuring the electrode potential, that is reduction potential. So here this is for zinc, that is Zn to positive to Zn, that is minus 0.76 volt, and this is an experimental value. Fine, I hope I am clear till here. Now let's change the setup. Okay, let's take one more example. Similarly, the electrode potential of all the other electrodes has been calculated experimentally with the help of this process only, this method only, by setting up the electrode potential. Now how you will represent this cell, let's see that, and then instead of this we'll take the copper. Okay, so let's see how to represent this cell. So we know that for the representation of cell, what we'll take at the left hand side, that is your anode. So zinc is getting oxidized, so Zn solid gives you Zn 2 positive, aqueous and 1 molar. Then salt bridge will come, then hydrogen electrode will come, that is H plus, aqueous 1 molar, then phase will come, then hydrogen gas, 1 bar its concentration, platinum, comma platinum. This is a cell representation. Okay, so this is a representation of this cell. Now let's see the, if I'll instead of zinc I'll take copper. Okay, I'll take copper electrode. Let's calculate for this. Okay, this is 1 molar HCl only, and here 1 molar copper sulfate. Salt bridge is there, everything is there. Now the deflection, what we have observed experimentally, deflection is towards hydrogen electrode, and then flow of electrons, it's towards hydrogen to copper. It means here hydrogen is acting as the anode because flow of electrons is from this side. So it is the source of electrons. So this is negatively charged here and this is acting as a anode here. And previously it was acting as the cathode, and here this is positively charged now and acting as the cathode. Fine. So let's see the calculation. How to calculate for this? So the value E naught cell is found to be in this case 0.34 volt. Okay, so let's calculate E naught cell is equal to EC minus EA, and where this is 0.34 volt and we know that anode is here hydrogen, so EA is equal to 0 here. 0, fine, for hydrogen. Substitute E naught C minus 0. So what you will get? E naught C is equal to 0.34 volt, which is the reduction potential for copper, that is 0.34 volt. Okay. So in this way we can calculate the electrode potential of the given electrode. Okay. So and similarly for the other electrodes we can also calculate by this formula. Fine. This formula is important. E naught cell, how to calculate this? Okay. So let's have a representation of this. How to represent this cell? So it will become opposite of that of on the left side hydrogen will come because oxidation is taking place there. Hydrogen oxidation. Okay. Gas. Then H plus 1 molar. Fine. Then salt bridge will come. Copper ions. Aqueous. 1 molar. Cu salt. This is the representation of this cell. Okay. Similarly, we can represent any cell. Now, if we have seen the values of this and we know that the values of the electrode potential, that is reduction as well as oxidation, they are opposite of one another. Okay. So what we have got the E naught value, that is reduction potential value of zinc. And for copper, value is here minus 0.76 volt. Here it is minus 0.34 volt. If we want to have a look for its oxidation potential, oxidation, that is zinc, value will be 0.76 volt. Magnitude will remain same but in opposite side. But by convention, this we have to consider. Reduction potential we have to consider. Similarly for copper, it's minus 0.34 volt. Okay. So this is all about measurement of the electrode potential. Fine. I hope I am clear with this topic. Fine. So in the next class we'll meet again and we'll start with the next topic. Okay, difference. First we'll start with the differences between the electrode potential and the EMF of the cell, and then we'll see the electrochemical series. Very, very important part. Okay, so till then, thank you and have a nice day.